Welcome to this edition of Mayor's Report Livermore. I'm your host, Dr. Marshall Kamena. Joining me today is Mayor John Marchand from the city of Livermore, and welcome and thank you for coming all this way.
Always a pleasure, Marshall. Good to be here.
You have wonderful topics, and I wonder if you start out by covering something from Mayor's Choice.
Certainly. I got a couple things. First off, so the only thing that's more fun than a groundbreaking is a ribbon cutting. And this week we did both. So we had the groundbreaking for Veterans Park. Veterans Park is the park that's in between the Eden housing development. So we've got Veterans Way, which we had we did the ribbon cutting on that in 2019, and we had the groundbreaking for Stockman Park. Mm-hmm. So we've had all these things. So 8 years ago, in 2018, we approved Veterans Park, and because we have Stockman Park on the other side of it. So is to commemorate the veterans that have served our community. Well, there have been 3 different lawsuits trying to stop that park and Eden housing. So we finally got through all the litigation, and we had the groundbreaking.
What was it based on, location or what?
The location and yeah, there were a handful of people that wanted it somewhere else.
Oh, I see.
The thing about it is they didn't really identify where else Eden housing would be. They just said they want it somewhere else. Well, that's a euphemism for saying we're going to kill the project. So what we did is Eden housing and Veterans Park are 2 of the reasons that I came back. After I termed out, there was still work that needed to be done, and I realized that I needed to come back if we were going to get Eden housing and Veterans Park completed.
That's what I wanted to do, but you beat me to it.
Well, you could have come back, but I was honored to come back, and so we had the groundbreaking for Stockman or for Veterans Park, and at the next day we had the ribbon cutting for the parking garage.
No kidding.
Now the parking garage was the #1 priority that the Livermore voters had. Is they wanted more parking in our award-winning downtown.
Did you blame them?
No, not at all. And it was funny is that parking garage opened just before the Livermore Half Marathon, and there were still a few items on the punch list, so that's why we had the ribbon cutting this last week. But there were 4,500 runners that came in to our downtown.
How many?
4,500 from 31 states and as far away as the UK.
How'd you put them up?
Well, so this is the great thing. I got down there a half an hour before the starting gun, and I still found a parking space because of the parking garage. Now, the funny thing of it is people, you have these keyboard commandos that I have my own cadre of trolls on social media, but they are complaining. Well, the parking garages are never full. Well, because we made the commitment that there would never be less parking in the downtown than there was when we started, and because we were staging Stockman Park, Veterans Park, Eden housing, because we had to stage all of those, we had to make sure that the parking garages came up before we started working on the park.
Of course, yes.
So the staging was important. So what's going to happen is within the next few weeks, 500 parking spaces are going to go away because that's where Veterans Park is going to be. So in order to accommodate those people, that's why we have the parking garages. So it was a very tricky balance, but we actually made that happen. So very proud of that. So we had a groundbreaking and a ribbon cutting in the same week.
Seems like some trick.
Well, we're getting stuff done. That's the important thing. As I said, the only thing that's more fun than a groundbreaking is a ribbon cutting, because that's showing that you're getting things done.
And keeping the donut wheel there too.
Keeping the donut wheel there. His daughter has taken over. Mock's daughter has
is that right?
has taken over the the donut wheel. We had a litter cleanup a couple of weeks ago, and I went by, and you got to keep the workers fed. So I stopped off at Donut Wheel and got a couple dozen donuts and a bunch of donut holes, and had a chance to talk with her then. So the next generation is taking over, and it continues to be an icon in the center of our downtown.
Don't you love it?
Yep, I do.
Livermore is the only Tri-Valley city to do so and received recognition from Caltrans and their Clean California project. Could you tell us about that?
Be happy to. So we're one of only 6 cities in the entire Bay Area to commit to this. And we're designated as a Clean California city. This is an initiative that I started out. And if you remember, way back in 2014, I started a program called Glad to Be in Livermore. And it's an acronym, GLAD, Graffiti and Litter Abatement Daily.
That's clever.
And, well, thank you. But whenever I would walk Gatsby, our dog, we'd take a litter bag with us. So when this Clean California campaign came up, I thought, well, we're a natural for this. So this recognizes the community-wide effort that we have, and that we continue to be a leader in environmental stewardship. So we regularly host volunteer cleanups where the last one we picked up over 200 pounds of litter. There was a crew of 30 volunteers that went out there. We started out in the downtown, picked up over 200 pounds of litter. We've got our upcoming Community Service Day, and also where people come in and beautify our parks, our trails, our schools, city facilities, all around the community. So it's a program to enhance the beautification of our community and making it look better. And the great thing is that people are stepping up to make a difference. So we've got community volunteers that are taking it upon themselves to give the most precious thing that they have, their time, to keep our community beautiful.
I'm very proud of that, and I'm sure you are too.
Very much so. And in some cases we have the same people are showing up, but a lot of times we've got different people that are coming, people I've never seen before. We had one young lady, I think she was 6 years old, and she was out there helping clean up the litter. So it's the next generation is taking over.
Well, moving right along, recently there was the first Tri-Valley Affordable Housing Fair for Dublin. President and Livermore, we were all sponsors. The free event offered lots of opportunities. How did it go?
It went great. We had over 16 nonprofits that were there to help to educate people on the services that are available. Community-based groups also participated. There were over 300 participants coming out from the community and looking for affordable housing resources. You know, this is a very expensive area in which to live. A lot of people want to live here, and of course, as you know, the law of supply and demand. If there's not enough, if the supply isn't there to keep up with the demand, that drives up the prices. Yes. So it takes a lot of resources and a lot of groups to ensure that there are going to be opportunities for affordable housing here in the Tri-Valley and here in Livermore specifically. Eden Housing, for example, is going to be 130 affordable units. We have the Pacific Avenue Senior Housing, which is going to be 140 units altogether. So that will allow seniors that have raised their kids here and have retired, that they'll be able to stay in our community. So some of the options that we have, there's supportive case management, affordable home ownership programs, and also affordable rent programs. So they brought in details on how people can find out where the resources are, so that they can continue to afford to live here. If they've missed out on the event, we're going to continue to host events like this on an annual basis, and people can visit our website at livermoreca.gov/departments/community development, / housing human services. So a whole bunch of hyphens in there and slashes, but you can go to the website, livermoreca.gov, and get more information about affordable housing. You just do a search on affordable housing or on human services, and it'll take you right there.
I just still can't get over 270 projects. 270. 140 and then 130.
Yeah.
That's congratulations.
Well, and because there's a tremendous need, when we opened the project at on the Pedrosi site, the Cornerstone project, there were over 3,000 people that applied.
Is that right?
And it was for 30 units. Wow. Yeah, so there's a tremendous need here, and we're trying to meet that.
No, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back on this edition of Mayor's Report Livermore in just a moment. Welcome back to this edition of Mayor's Report Livermore. We are here talking with Mayor John Marchand from the city of Livermore. And by gosh, this has been on my mind for some time, and I'm glad you're here to help us out. Firefighter of the Year Award and Fire Prevention Month is actually the topic.
Yep.
The Livermore Pleasant Fire Department Captain Jorge Diaz was recently honored as Firefighter of the Year, and that's quite an honor. Mm-hmm. Would you tell us a bit about him and this honor?
So this is an award that goes out every single year, and it's hosted by the Knights of Columbus, and it's for the Tri-Valley, and recognizes firefighters and police officers that have gone above and beyond service to our community. So Jorge Diaz was selected by his peers, the people that he works with, as Firefighter of the Year. And this was at the annual Red, Blue, and Gold Awards, as I said, put on by the Knights of Columbus. So he's served with the department with distinction since 2002. So more than 2 decades of service. He's been a cornerstone of our department training programs. He's dedicated 17 years to training the fire academies. He's an expert at rapid intervention crew RIC techniques, firefighter survival, and has strengthened the safety and preparedness of his fellow firefighters. He's known for his humility and his team spirit, and he exemplifies the values of service and brotherhood, which are really so important to the fire service. So LPFD is honored to recognize Diaz for his outstanding contributions and his lasting impact to not only the department, but to our community as well.
I've had only one sniffle about the combination of the 2 departments, Pleasant and Livermore, because our light used to be in Station 1, but we had to rename it to Station 9. Now where is it?
Well, it's actually in Station 6.
Oh, is that what they call it?
Station 6 is on East Avenue. Mm-hmm. So it was our Station 1.
Yes.
And then when we combined with Livermore Pleasanton, we got first billing, but they got the first 1 through 5. So that meant that our station number 1 became our station number 6. And that's where the light bulb is. And the light bulb is celebrating its 125th anniversary, and that's going to be on June 6th. 125 years that it's been burning nonstop.
Well, that's a date to look forward to with our wives, isn't it? Yeah.
And so,
125th anniversary?
Yeah, 125. So you also mentioned that this was May is Fire Prevention Month, and so we've got a few tips on how to prevent fires, particularly wildfires. First off, you can sign up with the county for emergency alerts, which will alert you to particularly dry conditions or windy conditions, which can move wildfires. Make sure you have a defensible space around your home, that you don't have weeds or overhanging branches in your home. If there is fire approaching, you can hose down your roof because a lot of the homes here have cedar shakes, and those can just go up like a match. You can also go to the LPFD website for additional tips. Because of our dry vegetation and open space areas, seasonal winds can create conditions that which will move fires. So again, remove dry grass and leaves and brush from around the structures. Keep your gutters free of debris. Trim branches away from your roofs and chimneys. Store firewood away from the house and other combustibles. Maintain at least 100 feet of defensible space if possible. During some of these firestorms that we saw, you saw these clouds of embers that would be blowing from the winds, and they'd hit these roofs, and then the whole structure goes up. So simple maintenance can make a major difference in a wildfire emergency. Have your go bag set up with medications, important documents, water and other essentials, and plan your evacuation routes in advance, and make sure that you go over with the family of what the evacuation routes are. And you should have at least two ways to get out of the house and to get out of the community as well. So ensure that your address numbers are clearly visible on the street, and review the insurance coverage and documents and valuables as well. So you can go to the LPFD website and get additional wildfire tips, and keep the family, your home, and your valuables safe, and keep the pets.
Absolutely.
Keep the pets safe.
Did you mention in Commission for the Arts that they're now accepting grant applications?
Yes. Yeah, they are. But we just touched on it, so I can go into greater detail as well.
Yes, please.
Yeah. So the city's Commission for the Arts, of which you may remember that I was a founding member of that, the Commission for the Arts, and
before you were famous.
Well, that's what got my name out to everybody. Yeah. So they consider three types of art grants. There are mini grants. The little ones, those are designed to support many of the local artists. These are up to $1,000, and it creates a low barrier for expanding artistic opportunities in the community. It encourages programs for cultural enrichments with the city, and the mini grant applications are accepted quarterly with application deadlines of March 1st, June 1st, September 1st, and December 1st. So get your applications in for that. Then there's also the larger project and program grants, and these are up to $10,000.
$10,000.
These are available to support local cultural, educational, and engagement programs and events, which can bring the community together. You may remember we used to have these, and they were called tourism grants. And the idea was to create an event that would bring people into our community and into the downtown.
Yeah, so sometimes they had tricky names.
Right. So we've changed the tourism grants into these cultural grants, which are now administered by the Commission for the Arts. Then there's also public art or unsolicited grants, and these are also $10,000 and more, and these help bring in large community-serving cultural projects. It brings these projects to life. So these are meant for bigger projects to go beyond the smaller grants, and these are to promote the open spaces, strengthen arts education, and give our community even more ways to connect with creativity. The City Council is required City Council approval is required for these grants. And these are accepted for the applications once a year with an application deadline of October 1st. So they're limited to the total funding available as budgeted each year. And each individual or organization is limited to one mini grant and one program or project grant each fiscal year. So they adjust to the next day if they land on on a weekend or on a holiday. But as I said, we've got the mini grants, the project grants and the program grants. So great opportunities to expand the arts here in our community.
No kidding. Well,
For more
end,
information, hang on a
go
second. You can go to livermoreca.gov/arts. You can email arts@livermoreca.gov or by calling 925-373-5588.
I remember when 373 came in as a prefix, I thought, wow, we're really growing.
Yeah, that's right.
Are there any other events you'd like to share before the end of the program?
Yeah, we got a whole kinds of stuff. So we've got, as I mentioned before, we have the Livermore's sesquicentennial, 150 years for the city of Livermore since we became a city, and the everlasting glow of the legendary centennial light, the world's longest continuously burning light bulb. So we actually have a haiku competition. That's the Japanese style of poetry that has 17 syllables. The first stanza is 5 syllables, then 7 syllables, and then 5 syllables again. So it's it's open to all ages and skill levels. So you can submit your haiku entry online at haiku contest entry by 11:59 p.m. on May 31st. Only one entry per person is allowed. You can go to the library website at livermore.ca.gov and look for the haiku competition. It's spelled HAIKU.
Right.
And again, 3 lines, 17 syllables, 575. We also have our Centennial Light Celebration, June 6th. 2026 from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Fire Station number 6, 455 East Avenue, and you can go to Livermore or to go to www.centennialbulb.org, and we've actually got a 24-hour video cam. So if you wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning, you can turn on the computer and see that the bulb is still burning.
Because we have just a little bit of time left, but because you know so much about what's going on recently, do you think of one more thing to add?
I think one more thing to add. Well, when all else fails, we've got the award-winning restaurants and shops in our downtown. We've got, and when the East Bay Times did their survey a few years back, out of the top 100 shops and restaurants in the East Bay, now there's 34 cities in the East Bay, but out of the top 100 shops and restaurants in those 34 cities, Livermore had 28 of them.
No kidding.
So we had over a quarter of the best shops and restaurants. And when you, so occasionally I'll see people will ask about, well, where's a good place to eat downtown? I says, go into the downtown, stand in the any sidewalk, any direction,
pick one,
and point and pick one out.
Well, thank you, Mayor, for being here today and updating us.
Absolutely.
And thank you for watching this edition of Mayor's Report Livermore. Join us for the next episode of Mayor's Report right here on Tri-Valley TV. I'm Dr. Marshall Kamena, and thank you for joining us.